Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Diane, and those that have been following me, welcome back. I hope that I am inspiring you to dig into your creativity and make some fun things for your journals. I thought this time I would go over some policy envelopes. Now, I've seen them also called coin envelopes, I think, just small envelopes that you can put in your journals. And I know I've seen many videos and different ways of doing these, but this is the way I learned, and so I'm going to show this to you, and you may see an easier way of doing this or other ways of doing this or different types of envelopes. Now, I've seen these other ways, and that doesn't mean I'm not probably going to show you a video on those in the future, but I'm just going to show you the basics right now and let you create from there. Now, I've taken some book paper to do a few. This is a bigger one here, and it's just, you can see it's just an envelope that I have put together. We've done some gluing and some cutting. I put some stickers on the front here. There's endless ways of decorating these up, but they make a nice addition to your journals to add some goodies, pictures, little notes, whatever you would like in them. It's just another pocket, another tuck spot to put in your journal, and we all love those. So this one has a little flap, excuse me, flap at the top here, and it's a bigger one. This is one that might fit on a page. You can make these any size you want. This one here is a little smaller, same exact pattern here, but this is a little smaller that you can use to clip on in your journals. This one here, I took the flap off, the little closure at the top, because I tend to leave those open anyway, and I put my little half circle finger cut out there and did a little cluster on the front. Now, you know that this can be endless. You can do anything you want to decorate these up. And of course, I've done my inking also. This one here I made just with some lightweight construction paper or scrapbook paper. And so you can see that if you can do it with the lightweight, the heavyweight might not work as well. But this lightweight it is nice for making these envelopes. Another sticker on the front of that one. So let's go ahead and go through the process here of making one of these. Now, out of one piece of paper like this, and I can tell you the measurements on this if you want to know how big of a book page I've got here. It is a 9 by, if I can measure this right, 9 by about a 6.5. And you can use these, you can use small papers, you can use 8.5 by 11. It's just going to give you a different size policy envelope. So whatever size you want to make, it's up to you. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to move this out of the way so you can just see this one, is you want to kind of tri-fold this. So you're going to just kind of put it towards the middle there and just kind of do a tri-fold. So go ahead and fold this side down. Just push it down with your finger. These book pages are thinner and they fold really nicely. And go over and fold that side down. Okay, and now what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to glue. And so take your favorite glue, and I'm going to put a little glue along this edge here. And this, I will probably be able to get 2 policy envelopes out of this one book page. So there we go. Glue on both of those edges, and then just fold it over and glue that down. Now there's other ways of doing this. I have seen other ways, and like I said, we may switch up, and I'll do another video showing you other ways of doing this with little twine ties on it. There is endless possibilities for these. Okay, so once I've got that glued down, like I said, I think I can get 2 out of this. I like this size to make about 2 of them. So I'm going to go kind of fold it in half, fold that a little bit there where I'm going to cut it. It's easy to follow the lines, follow the print here to cut your envelope straight. And there I've got 2, and you can see now it made kind of a tube. We had that glued up. You can see the little tube. Okay, now I've also seen these done where everything is on this side. You can see the seam, but I like to be able to have the front of my envelope seeing no seam. So we're going to cut this bottom part to bring up our fold at the bottom that closes off the envelope at the bottom. So what I do is I go in with this tube, and I take these 2 folded sides and just kind of put them together, have them meet right there. And then I'm going to want this part here that it does not have the seam to fold up to the back of the envelope. So I'm going to take this side here, and I'm going to go about, I'm going to use my smaller scissors, about maybe ½ an inch, and I'm going to cut right to where those folds meet. And then I'm going to cut right along where that fold is. So that takes off this back piece here. You can see that clearly enough. It takes that off. And then I'm going to just go ahead and cut these at an angle at the bottom. And that gives you the bottom of your envelope, and I'm going to fold that up. Fold that up just like that. And there's the bottom of your envelope, which we will glue right here. But I'm going to do some inking first. But okay, so now that is the bottom. Now we're going to do the front. And like I said, I like to have the smooth part here and the seam here in the back. And of course the bottom comes up. But that's all your preference. You can do it any way you want. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to bring those folds together. If you can see, I'm going to bring those 2 folds right together. And this is the front. So I'm going to bring this about, I'm going to say 3/4 of an inch down. And I'm going to bring that over and cut that right to where those folds meet. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut that little piece off there. So you can see that we got our fold that's going to be glued right there. The back of it is where our seam is. And then this is our top. And what I like to do with this, let's open that up again. And let's just give that a little curve. Let's give this top a little curve. So let's match those up. Sometimes it's easier to go this way. And I'm just going to bring this around, make a little curve, and go right to where those meet. And there you go. And you can see that didn't quite meet where I like it to, so I'm just going to fix that. Make that a little more curved there, and there you go. So now, of course, I like to do my inking. I'm just using my vintage photo ink. You can use any color ink you'd like. And I'm just going to go ahead and first I'm going to ink up that little flap at the bottom. I just like the way it looks. Gives it a little, like I say, dimension. And we're going to glue this little flap up. Put a little glue on there and glue that flap up. So you have your flap at the bottom of your envelope. And I can see that looks a little crooked at the top, so I'm going to try and straighten that out a little bit. That kind of looks similar. Okay, now I'm going to go around, do some inking. This is all up to you. Not everybody likes that inking look or even likes to do that inking. I like to do a little bit on there. And I do the back too. Okay. There's your policy envelope. How easy is that? Very simple little envelope. And I like to add a little sticker, give it a little little color. You can, like I said, make some of those clusters and make you some really cute little clusters with words and things like that, like I did with this one here. I put a little stamp and a little piece of lace, and you can see that. And a word, memories, on there. Those always make it look cute too. So any of you have had some of these stickers that are tricky sometimes to get apart, but with patience you can do it. I use a pen. Sometimes they'll just come apart so easy, and sometimes not so easy. There we go. Whoops. I had it, and then I don't. Okay, it's gonna fight with me. These stickers, I love them, but sometimes it's just that getting them apart. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm glad you were all patient with me. Okay, then I put the, and that just adds some color to your little envelope there. So let's go ahead and let's do another one. So here we are. We've glued our little seam in the back, and also keep in mind of your direction of your words, because you do want the words to be going the right way. We're going to do this bottom. Remember, you want those to fold so that those side folds meet right there. And I want to glue toward the seam here, so we're going to cut this off in the back. So I'm going to go up and cut along where the seam is there, right there, and then cut across to the seam where they meet. Open it up, cut these at an angle. I hope you're being able to see all that okay. And so you'll see this little flap folds up, and This one here I'm going to do without the flap at the top. Trim that, looks a little crooked. So I'm going to go ahead and just put me a little finger hole up here and just kind of eyeball it, put it in the center. And eyeball that. So I'll turn that over. We'll glue on that flap at the bottom. And put that up. Okay, and I think I'll go ahead and use a little different color ink. I'm always after that vintage photo. This is a little bit of a red. I think it's called Plaid. Lumberjack Plaid is what the name of this one is. And I think it's really, really pretty. I like the red. And turn it over and do the back. Sometimes these are going to be glued down, and so you don't need to worry about that back, but a lot of times these are just paper clipped in or put inside of another little pocket. So you want to decorate all sides. Okay, so this one's one without the flap at the top. This one is with the flap at the top. And I'm going to go ahead and put, I think, another butterfly on this. Actually, maybe I'll just put a little flower on that one. And so I know you're all being patient with me while I try to get this separated. Okay, there we go. And I'll put that right there. And it just adds, gives it some color. So there we go. There's those two policy envelopes. One with the flap up at the top, which is, you know, you can close it up once you put some stuff in it, and you can put that in your journal like that. Do a little more inking across the top there. And then this is one that's just got the top open. Okay, I wanted to do one more real quick with paper, with a little bit of scrapbooking paper. I have a piece of blue scrapbooking paper. I think this is like a 6x6. And it's the same idea. We're just going to put it in thirds. And that looks like that works. Fold one side, fold it over, fold that side. Put your glue along the edge there, and then along the edge up here, so you get both those edges. Remember, this is a water-based glue, and sometimes it will pucker a little bit, wrinkle a little bit, but that will go away once it's dried. So here we are, we got our tube. You can see our tube here. Push that down, make sure it stays. And this, you can leave it this long if you want. I personally don't like them as that long, so I'm going to cut off a little bit across the bottom. And that's about the size I think I like. I'm going to make this one with another little flap. So here we have our seam in the back, and so this is the part I'm going to want to cut because I want this to fold back to the back. So look down your tube and meet those folds, those side folds, meet those right next to each other. Meet them right up. And then we're going to cut about a 1/2 inch, maybe a little more, right up to those folds, those side folds. I hope that's making sense. That looks like I needed to cut it a little more, so now we're going to cut at a little angle there, little angle there. There we got our bottom flap, and we will fold that up, and that gives you your little bottom there. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that up. Normally I wouldn't have done that. I would have waited and glued that up after I did the top part. So, but we'll go ahead and get this top part done. And so we want those side folds to meet. We're going to cut out the front part here so that we have our flap coming our way. And we'll go down about 1.5 inches, or not 1.5 inches, not quite even an inch. Maybe an inch. Let me go ahead and go up. Cut right to those fold lines. Then when you look for those fold lines and cut down. Sometimes I don't quite catch them. There we go. Okay, so we have our little envelope, and we like to get those curves. You can use a corner rounder on those too if it's easier for you, but I just thought it's pretty basic. Just do a little, put them together. Let's see here. Match them up. And let's just make a little curved cut. Come on, scissors, work for me. There we go. Okay, so there you go. You got your little policy envelope there. And I'm going to go around and do my inking that I like to do. You can also cut a little finger hole right there if you want, with your scissors or with your little hole punch. And you can just add anything you want to these. You can put words on these. Like I said, the clusters that we've done in the past, you can add clusters to them. These I just made very simple and basic so that you could see what the basic part of these, and then use your creativity on how you want them to look. And sometimes you're doing a theme with your journals, so you want to use certain colors and certain decorations and ephemera. Let's see if we can get this one apart. There we go. Just being patient. It eventually works. So anyway, I thought these would look pretty on the blue. And there we go. And there's your little policy envelope. So there are the basics for some little policy envelopes. And really quickly, I'll show you what you can do in your journals with these. You can absolutely take these, and like this bigger one that I did here, you can put them in a pocket in your and fill them up with goodies in there. Or you can let's see, you can glue them right down to a page, a full page, and have a place to tuck things in there. You can take these small ones and put them in small pockets, like this one here. You can fit down in pockets, or even a side pocket like this. You can put them in there. And you can also take them and stick them on the side of your page with a paper clip. And don't forget to get out all your ribbons and all your buttons and your lace and make some fun clusters to put on the front of these. It always adds a lot of interest to these cute little envelopes. So there you go, and there you have it. And so go out there and create and make you some cute policy envelopes and have a lot of fun. And hoping to have something fun on my next video. Shoot me some messages and let me know how I'm doing. Appreciate all of you, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.